Hello and welcome to Las Blancas Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Las Blancas. We are back with once again discussing about a new game, which we won 4-0 against Deportivo. Another league win, a clean sheet, and finally a sort of a blowaway result where we scored a lot of goals and everything. Pretty solid performance as well. But before we get into the game, I would like to mention something that has obviously rattled the women's football world a lot. It has left everyone shocked. The passing of Matt Beard recently. Uh, I mean, it's obviously Matt Beard. I did not have any personal interaction with him, but he was a great champion of women's football. Always used to promote it. Was a great person to be in the sphere. Um, there are very few like him who champion the game like he did. Always came off as a very amicable person as well. And I mean the stories that have come out since are just a testimony to that. But yeah, I mean, obviously news like such obviously hit hard always. It's sort of a reminder that sometimes we don't know what the other person is going through. A lot of the times they might be smiling, they might be laughing with you, but behind that smile and behind that laugh there's a lot of sadness that is hidden. They are carrying a lot of burden on their shoulders. So yeah, I mean, please keep checking on your friends. Please keep checking on your loved ones. Please let them know that you love them and you are there for them. Uh, because there are few good people in the world, and it's our responsibility to protect them and cherish them as much as we can. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, Kanita, if you would like to add something, you can, and we'll begin the game discussion after that.
Yeah, I just want to send all the love and support to all his friends and family, his wife Debbie, and yeah, to add on that, um, and if you're struggling with mental health and don't know how to reach out to, and don't know what to do with your thoughts, I know that sometimes listening to people, oh, you're not your thoughts and stuff like that. Thoughts are real because they hurt, but they're not true. They're lying to you. So if they are hurting, do seek out help somehow. If you don't know to whom to whom to rant to whom to share anything. Honestly, my DMs are open for that exact reason. Even if I don't know you, just rant something out, and it might help. So yeah, take care.
Yeah, please take care of yourself, of your loved ones. Yeah, and take care of your mental health. It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to not share that. So yeah, I hope Matt Beard is in a better place now, and I hope uh, his family is doing well. So yeah, let's start by talking about uh, the game now. I mean, it sort of looks very minuscule in front of what we just spoke about, but let's talk about it. As I mentioned, game against Deportivo, 4-0 win, another win. Really happy about it. And like sort of slowly building momentum. Like the previous win against Frankfurt was a 3-0 win. Now it's a 4-0 win. So back to back clean sheets we have had. Now it's what, 4 wins in a row as well. So sort of things turning around, but still those early two games that we had sort of have a dent on our points table, to be fair. And I think that will continue for a bit. But still, it's good to see the team doing well. And, there are some lineup choices, some selection decisions that are now slowly becoming very apparent about what role a certain player is going to play, who are the first choice players, and everything like that. So let's start our discussion by talking about the lineups here, because again it was interesting after the Frankfurt game, you know, where Weir was on the bench once again, and it was Sara Däbritz, Angeldal, and Toletti starting. Now, I think Toletti might have started this game, and maybe Angeldal or Sara would have been rested if she was fit. But Toletti had unfortunately picked up a knock, so she wasn't available. But it was nice to see this midfield three, because it's very attacking, it's very offensive minded. Like, you don't have anyone who is capable of sort of operating as that deepest midfielder per se, and Philippa Angeldal was playing that role. But let's go through the lineup. So it was Merle Froms in goal, who is now, I think, firmly we can say that she is the first choice goalkeeper. Sheila as the right back, Lacrar and Mendes as our centre back pairing. Once again, two constants there, absolutely the first choice. I think these three are the first names on the team sheet, to be honest. Then left back we had a change, as we have done so many times. So it was Sara Holmgard starting this game with a midfield three of Philippa Angeldal, Sara Däbritz, and Caroline Weir, and a front three of Atenea Redondo and Eva Navarro. So I think the biggest change we have seen so far in 8-9 games that we have had this season, including the preseason friendlies, is that we have gone from a 4-2-3-1 to a more 4-3-3. Like, it is very apparent now that we are going for that 4-3-3, even though we are started along with two other midfielders in the past, but we are used to play as the second striker or as the attacking midfielder in the 4-2-3-1. But now it's more 4-3-3, where we have two attacking eights. Especially in this game, it was very, very evident. So yeah, Kanita, what were your thoughts when you saw the lineup? There was some rotation in the attack. There was no Linda. Sara Holmgard came back in. Caroline Weir came back in. What did you make of that?
Actually, I just remembered that I saw some comments like when the lineup sheet was out, that they would have loved to see Benison start because, well, first of all, she hasn't started yet, and because we're playing against Deportivo, like a lower table team, even though last time we did draw against them
Yeah.
this March. But yeah, I mean, on paper it should have been like an easy game from the start, let's say. So yeah, I was thinking, okay, yeah, maybe Benson isn't even getting minutes as she should, to actually get into the game. But didn't really have any complaints about the lineup itself. I mean, I saw the entire front line changed, which okay, they were okay. Especially Eva for me was exceptional. But yeah, I mean, it's changing up your attack to see, how they play, to learn about them, it's fine. And I was expecting to see Sylvie start again, but no, Sylvie only starts in Madrid derby. For some reason. Sure, she was later front to the Wolves again when we were with the player down, but yeah, I got what I thought. Later on with Sylvie. So, yeah, I mean, no real complaints. And to add on to that midfield comment, yeah, it was really interesting to see them play together. So, and I saw comments like, "Oh my God, we're finally gonna watch Angel Doll and the Brits play together." So, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, let's start by talking about the midfield itself. But before we get to that, Depor has a couple of our players. They have
Mhm.
got Marisa, they have got Olaya as well, who are academy players. So it's always nice. Plus, at the start of the game, the Spanish under 19 players were felicitated as well. They were given the Guard of Honor for winning the recently concluded under 19 Euros. So that was a nice touch. You had Marisa, who was starting for Depor, joining Pau Comendador, and others as well. So it was very nice to see that Laya coming off the bench and joining them for that. So it's a great thing, and congratulations again to these players. But let's start by talking about the game. First of all, finding a stream for this game was was tricky.
Yeah.
And before we could even tune in, we were 2-0 up. So initially I had missed both of those goals, but on my rewatch
Mm.
I managed to see them. And it's nice. I mean, we spoke about the impact of midfield, and Sara Däbritz scores a brace, Caroline Weir scores a goal. We have three of the four goals were scored by our midfielders, and that's an amazing thing. We have midfielders who can contribute to the goals, who can create these moments, and watching them in those attacking position. Because if I have to talk about the way we were set up and the way we were playing, it was clearly a 4-4-3-3. Like we have said, Pau Quesada clearly prefers that. The build-up was interesting. We were building up with two center backs, then a line of three with Sara, Angeldal, and Shei. Those were the next line. And then the interesting part was it was both of Weir and Sara Däbritz in between the opposition line. So Depor were set up in a 4-4-2. So they were between those two lines of four, constantly shifting wherever the ball is and providing that presence in the half space, that verticality. And then we had a line of three, our front three, Atenea, Eva Navarro, and Redondo, which was very interesting when, sometimes because Redondo has now been used as 10 a lot. So you could see her instincts to, drop quite frequently, and that was very well compensated by both our midfielders. Like Däbritz as well was great at picking that up. That is how her first goal and our second goal came through. When Alba dropped in, it was immediately that space was filled in and that run was made by Däbritz. And once again, if you see the first goal as well, Weir starts the move and then Weir attacks the box slowly as Alba Redondo, sort of takes the defenders away, and she's the first to react, Caroline Weir, in the box. So it was great to see. We have two instinctual, attack-minded midfielders now, which is great. And I mean, Sara Däbritz has been doing really, really well. We'll talk about her, but Kanita, what do you have to make of the start and the two goals that we scored very early on in the game?
Yeah. Um, I know I saw the general panic in the fandom, like you can't we can't find the game. And it's weird because even if you pay for DAZN, if DAZN platform is not available in your country, if you only like have DAZN Global, even if you pay for DAZN, you don't really get to see the game.
Get the game. Yeah.
So that's weird. I mean, that was also the thing last season as well. Like even if you paid, you couldn't see aside from like free games they show each match day. But actually, until now, we never saw our game not being available. Like
Yeah.
usually, we have Barcelona, Real Madrid game, and one other interesting game that they pick out. But yeah, this time very weird. But yeah, we honestly, I thought like maybe 5 minutes in to tuning into the game, and just saw us playing, and I thought, okay, I literally felt like we were, at the start of the game. I hadn't even seen the goals, so that was weird, But oh no, you know what? Uh, I was I I was glad to see like the right hand side being more active, which I don't know, like the left hand side didn't, because I didn't like Tanea has been making some weird decisions lately. Everyone has been talking about how she has been underperforming, and I think it's mostly due to her decisions and all that it didn't work. But on the right side, while we had Shei and Eva were really interesting, and with the combining with the midfield and all. But because we're still, talking about the first half, man, that red card. Um, I have to just mention that Quesada challenged that um, decision for the red card. It's like what, 5 meters away from where the foul happened. That was literally on the sideline. There was a really dangerous thing she did. She put up her leg way up. And the man decided to challenge it as if it wasn't obvious it was a red card. And I was watching it with a friend, and later on, maybe it was almost 90th minute, and we were talking about how Quesada has to find another useless thing to challenge because can't really leave a game without challenging twice. So yeah, I mean that red was really interesting, but for some reason, uh, I think I think it made the game so much more fun because we actually did well there, and we scored 2 goals, obviously, with the player down. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that I was just going to come to that red card as well. It was a clear red, no doubts about that. That was a stupidly high foot from Shea, just a very bad decision, honestly. Until then, she had started sort of well, but 30 minutes in, your team is 2-0 up. You don't need to go for those challenges, go for those 50-50s like that. And it wasn't even a dangerous situation. It was in there, like around the halfway line, and the ball was played up and high by their goalkeeper, and nobody was in control of the ball. It's pretty bad decision. She just put the boot to face, and it looked quite bad. So yeah, I mean, no complaints there. She completely deserved that red card, honestly. uh, but yeah, I mean, after that, the way we were, sort of compensating for it, a lot of their shots did come, like a couple of their shots on target did come from that right hand side. Once Marisa in the 58th minute, in the second half, when we were already 3-0 up, she had a very good shot that Froms saved. Froms had been making some really really good saves, once again, like saving the defense multiple times. And here, especially when we were one player down, that's uh, a quality goalkeeper and a quality addition to the side, I must say. And like you mentioned, like it made the game sort of fun. After the red card, we had to play 60 odd minutes without it. And if you look at the split, basically in the first half, Depor had zero shots, so that the red card came around 32nd minute. They had zero shots in the entire first half. We managed to neutralize them. Their attacks were not working. uh, Even though we don't press high, but once the ball is in the midfield, we like to crowd it really well and regain possession. So that was happening. They weren't able to find spaces to attack. But in the second half, they took 10 shots. All 10 of their shots came in the second half, when they had that advantage to attack the right hand side, and so much more freely, and to construct their sort of attacks from that side. We made a couple of changes in the 60th minute. Like you mentioned, Sylvie was once again thrown into the pack. I wasn't expecting that. I was, because Lakrar is more experienced. Lakrar can cover that side, but Sylvie was thrown, and she was playing center back on the side where there was no fullback coverage. So that was an interesting move. But Antonia Silva was also brought on, so that sort of support was also there. But again, like Antonia Silva, how good is she? How good has she been performing? We don't know, sort of. But again, like, we fixed that. We sacrificed an attacker. Obviously, we had to. So Redondo was the once we went 3-0 up, Redondo was sacrificed, and Antonia Silva came in as the right back, and Sylvie was playing as the right center back for the final 30 minutes. Benison also got a few minutes towards the end, and Athenia capped off the brilliant performance so far, despite being a player down with a goal in the final minutes after Linda's assist. So, a comprehensive win, sort of. If we have to bring up and talk about something, I think the key thing here was uh, definitely the midfield performance. I think that was the standout for me, watching Caroline Weir and watching Sara Däbritz, sort of run the show, attack the box frequently, provide something different. Because now we have two very able set piece takers as well. People don't understand this. Like our set pieces now can be taken by a right-footed Linda Caicedo, left-footed Caroline Weir, left-footed Sara Däbritz as well. So we have variety in the type of ball that we want to put into the box from set pieces. So it's always nice. And yeah, I mean, what did you make of Sara Däbritz's performance? Because just if you look at the numbers as well and the way she impacted the game, one misplaced pass. If you look at the final goal as well, it was her pass to Linda that initially started that move as well. Scored brilliant two goals, one running in behind as well, making great runs, picking up great positions, supporting play really well. She dropped deep as well a lot of the times when the build-up wasn't happening. So what do you make of Sara Däbritz in this game and in general as well? Because I think she has started really well, right from the moment she was brought on in that derby and she scored that free kick. I think it has only been uphill for her.
Well, when we were talking about the signings, back in during preseason, I know we were talking about how, with this problem with the midfield and how much she will play, but she really like proved herself and really, set her position in stone for now at least, like how she's performing. Just everything goes seamlessly through her. You mentioned her with Weir and all, and man, like that. After seeing what she can do from free kicks, I mean, I'm so glad we have another set piece taker. And yeah, in this game, she was also exceptional. I don't have anything else to say. I mean, her long balls, crosses as well. And this one, like you said, one misplaced pass. I mean, I don't have anything else to add in detail. I do want to say one thing before you talked about Sarah, is that I was jokingly saying that he would bring Sylvie on, and he did bring her on for Lacra, but I think that it was because she suffered a knock during the game. I don't know if that was a decision like um after Lacroix sat down on the pitch and couldn't, if it was before or after that, I don't know. But yeah, that I'm guessing that's why Sylvie got subbed instead of Lacroix especially. But yeah, also to add another interesting thing about the subs, I spent the entire second half uh, guessing what sub will he, well, which player will he sub out based on the player that was waiting on the sidelines. And I was thinking, okay, who could he sub out to not sub out Atenea? And every time I was so correct, and it was so funny. So yeah, but in the end, jokes on me. She did score that goal. So yeah.
But also, like, it's Sylvie was brought on, and Sylvie is quite young, but also, like, it's very early on. I know, like, it doesn't say anything, but uh I'm not sure where Bella and Rocio, sort of stand there
Yeah.
now in the pecking order, because uh, with a red card, with everything, you would expect somebody like, Rocio or Antonia Silva to be Antonia Silva did come on, but you would expect somebody like Rocio to be the first to deputize. But I think the pecking order seems to be Lacrar, Mendes, and then Sylvie for some reason, and we don't even know who he prefers between Bella Anderson and Rossio, which is what my exact concern was with Bella Anderson when we first signed her. So let's see what happens. It's very early on. Obviously, we have a lot of games and there will be a lot of opportunity to rotate. But at the moment, like the couple of players that don't seem to be fitting anywhere in the grander vision sort of thing is one is Bella Anderson. We haven't seen our new signing yet, so we will see how our new winger does there. But also for Hannah Benison, I think like because there are so many good midfielders, and if Teresa comes back, that is only going to increase that problem because if there is Teresa, then I think the deepest midfielder is going to be Teresa. Like there is no other option there. She has to start there. She's the passer that we need because even though we have won 3-0, we have won 4-0, our build-up has not looked convincing at all. It's very, very simple because the distances between that three that I said, a 2-3 build-up that we do with our center backs and one of our midfielders and two fullbacks, the distances between the midfielder and fullbacks are so huge that it is very easy to sort of cut that off and to deny that pass. And it's not going to be a challenge against teams like Depor and teams from the lower half of the table. But I think when we start playing Champions League, which we will do now, it's going to be tricky because we will be up against better teams, we'll be up against better attacks, we'll be up against better defenses. So uh, it's gonna be a challenge definitely, and that build up needs to improve because it has looked really poor for me throughout. Like I have not once been impressed by our build up at all. It's very, very horseshoe shaped because we cannot find any central progression option. We always channel it to our wide players and then it goes to the winger and probably just comes back and goes the other way around until one of the wingers decides to sort of take on the player and try to drive forwards, which is not ideal at all. So that is one concern I have, a big concern for me. So let's see how things develop in that area. uh, but yeah, I mean, again, 3 points on the board, 4 goals, a clean sheet as well. Cannot complain. So yeah, we'll take that, and let's see what's in store for the next one. But there was something else that happened in the women's footballing world that created a lot of news, a big moment. It was the Ballon d'Or ceremony, and Aitana Bonmati won her third straight Ballon d'Or, which is just kind of a shocker. Now, it's not to say that Aitana is any less of a player. I think Aitana, Alexia, and Patri are three of the best midfielders I have ever seen in women's football. And them as a trio is arguably the best, or probably in my top two midfield trios of all time. Uh, Takes nothing away from them, but this season, this is a seasonal award. It's not based on what they are and who they are as a player. They're all incredible, of course. Like can't go wrong with them or with their numbers. They have got trophies as well and everything. But I think when you're talking about a seasonal award, when you're talking about the yearly award, I think the important thing is you have to choose the best player in that period. And I think Mariona leaving a country, leaving a club that she has played for forever, joining a new country, new club, immediately taking them to the Champions League final, being a key player, being arguably one of the best, arguably what she was voted the best player in the WSL as well last season. Creating tons of chances, scoring goals, creating goals, winning the Champions League, going to the finals with Spain at the Euros. She did it all. And I felt like if you're talking about the yearly thing, I think Mariona Caldente maybe deserved it. But again, like I've got fans saying, "Oh, you're a Madrid fan, of course you'll say it." I respect those Barca players a lot. I think they are some of the best the women's game have to offer. They are absolutely incredible, and I have no doubts about that. I in fact, I'm the first to sort of compliment them. I'm the first to say that okay, Patri deserves this and all of that. But maybe it was not the best. You can't go wrong with Aitana. Atenea. Someday maybe Atenea wins it and we'll be happy about it. But I'm saying you can't go wrong with Aitana. You can't go wrong with if it was given to Alexia. Like you bring their numbers up, you bring their accolades up. It's no debate. But yeah, I mean seasonal. I think maybe Mariona deserved it. And there was also the Copa Award, which was given off for the first time in the women's game, and Vicky Lopez won it. I mean, of course, like she had a good campaign. Am I slightly, I mean, well deserved. I have no doubts about it. She was really good. But the difference between Vicky winning it and Linda winning it is, I think, very, very tiny. Because if you look at the numbers, if you look at everything, Linda is right up there. In fact, even better in terms of her numbers when compared to Vicky Lopez. And she also took Colombia to the Copa America final. So, there's that as well. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The difference is very minute between them. You can flip it either way, and I think nobody will complain about it. I think it's that close. But yeah, very happy to have Linda rank in those. We had Caroline Weir, who was nominated, who finished 30th, which again I don't agree with at all. Like she can't be 30th. Yes, we did not win anything. Yes, she did not have a summer of football with Scotland, but again, 30th, come on. Like there are worse players on that list. I'm not going to name any of them, but she can be higher, I think. But yeah, well, what do you make of that, Kanita, the whole award thing? Oh, there was also the Gerd Muller trophy and the Yashin trophy as well for the women's game, which went to Eva Payor for the Gerd Muller trophy, and it was Hannah Hampton for the Lev Yashin trophy, which is, I mean, no complaints there. Absolutely the best striker and the best goalkeeper in the world last season. But yeah, Kanita, what do you make of it?
So, full disclosure, the awards pissed me off so bad that when I saw Weir was 30th, I decided to just not watch it. I didn't want to have anything to do with it, you know. And I don't know. She could have been at least 15th, honestly. I don't know, maybe something like give us something. But yeah, I mean, the Scotland posted the official account for national team posted, they were proud of her. Obviously, their first women's player to be nominated for Ballon d'Or. So yeah, she attended and all. But man, the awards piss me off so bad, and especially in the women's game, sometimes you can just see the ranking and see how much of the voting is just by knowing the name of the person. Okay, and then I know who this player is. I heard of her, so let's vote for her or something. I mean, no, not just for. I don't mean for the first place. I mean for the whole ranking. And I don't know. I mean, yeah, the you can't really go wrong with Alexia or Aitana there. I agree with everything you've said there, so I won't really go into the detail with the like top placements of the Ballon d'Or. I don't like that 30th place for here, honestly. And when it comes to Copa trophy, so here's the thing, in context, uh, okay, bias aside and all that, Linda is usually the one picking our attack up when we're not functional. Like even when we're not functional at all, she can do things on her own, and she's that sort of player, even though she's young and all. So it is when put into context, I would have given her the couple trophy. I was actually disappointed to see her not win it, But yeah, it was close. You can't really go wrong with Vicky there either. Exceptional young player as well. But yeah, honestly, we were close to an award, which that is also fun. But if we do win a trophy or something, we might we might bump Weir up a few places, in that ranking soon. So yeah, we have to hurry up with the trophies and all, for this ranking specifically. So yeah, and yeah, I don't really have anything else to add.
Yeah, but I mean, like you mentioned, Linda Caicedo. Look at that Arsenal first leg. She was the difference maker. There are multiple games, obviously, where she made that difference in that first Clasico win as well. She made a difference as well, and I mean, like I said, it's quite um heartening for me to see as well, because watching these two players battle it out at the under 17 World Cup 3 years ago, in front of my eyes, you could just see how big of a difference maker both are going to be for their clubs, and finishing, one of them winning the Copa. And I mean, Linda is going to be eligible next season as well, so
Hmm.
I hope she wins it then. um let's see what happens. But I mean, like I mentioned, it's the difference is so tiny between them, and I think anybody who disagrees is just blatantly biased here. The difference is very tiny between those two. In fact, like, you can say, probably Linda Caicedo has more sort of experience because she has been to the Seniors World Cup. She has been Colombia's leading light in a lot of these tournaments as well on the senior side. So she has a lot more experience as well. But yeah, I mean, great for us. It has been going on great for us. I hope it continues, and yeah, let's see what's in store that way. And hopefully, we have more of our players in that ranking pretty soon. Let's hope for that as well. Not just one, at that too ranked 30th, which was an absolute sham, and she cannot be the 30th best player. Like, definitely not with the names that were on the list. But fine, I think the main intention of these lists is to sort of recognize, but also to sort of enrage the fans. That's just creating that sense of anger about the wrong rankings, and it gains engagement, so it's fun. Whatever you make of it, it's all said and done. And yeah, let's wrap this up. We will be back with another episode when we face Tenerife up next, I think, and it is going to be a tricky game because it's away. Tenerife are a very tricky side. They are constantly punching above their weight. It's one of the most difficult places to travel to. Their formation is very it's very annoying to play against them. Very solid side. So let's see what Pau Quesada does there and how we fare in that situation. But yeah, anything else to add, Kanita? All right, so we can wrap this up and see you guys very soon. Until then, Hala Madrid.
Ala Madrid.